Hey guys, it's Jack here, just doing a really quick deck tech about a deck I'm thinking about making for casual. Um, it is a Boros aggro, sort of. It's a little closer to aggro than mid-range, but it's not completely aggro. It gets the job done pretty quick though, so it also gains a bunch of life along the way. Um, I've tried it out with proxies and stuff, and it works really well. So let's go through it. I'll start with the lands. I run 4 Boros Guildgate because I'm trying to keep it a little cheaper. 4 Clifftop Retreat. Since I don't have to stick in standard, this is pretty much a Guildgate, except it doesn't always come in tapped. 7 mountains, 7 plains, and that all adds up to 22 lands. Um, in the instance category, I run 2 Boros Charm. That it's great against like Supreme Verdict. It can deal 4 damage, which is almost a quarter of the life total, or it can help me get through with a bunch of damage. That also works really well with the matchup against Spark Trooper, or with Spark Trooper, because say it's like a 6 turn, I have all my lands, and they're all untapped. I can play Spark Trooper, swing him for 6, Boros Charm it, and make it 12 and gain 12 life at the same time. And if and since it has trample, I'm bound to get in for a bunch of damage. If not, I'm not gonna win that game. I run 3 Gods Willings because it can protect my creatures pretty well. It's a good old combat trick, and it can make some of my stuff unblockable. And then say I give it double strike, then it's great. Um, I run 3 Lightning Helix because like War Leader's Helix, except it's cheaper and it only does 1 less damage. Plus, it gains me a little life. So it's a burn spell that gains life, and same with War Leader's Helix. It a burn spell that gains life. Um, and now we go into enchantments. I run 4 Ethereal Armor, which is great in aggro decks because it gives +1/+1 in first strike. Plus, I have 12 enchantments, so a lot of times it'll get an additional +1/+1. I run 3 Honor of the Pure because all of my creatures are white, as you'll see in a second. Um, and I mean, just that +1/+1 in an aggro deck can speed the game up. Like, it can cut it down 2 turns earlier. I run Lifelink. It's a really good card, especially since I'm trying to gain life, and it triggers the Ethereal Armor's ability. Um, it doesn't really do too much, but I mean, it's a 1 drop, so I put it on like anything that I have really, and it works well. I run 2 Ordeal of Heliod because it makes my things consistently bigger. Um, and then once I get rid of it, unfortunately enough, I gain 10 life. So say I put that on like a Firemane Avenger, it gets bigger, and then I'm more willing to attack with it to activate the battalion and gain some more life and get a burn spell. Um, Down in Planeswalkers, I run 2 Ajani Vengeant, which I'm looking to switch into Steadfast or some other Planeswalker. Feel free to comment your ideas. I'm not a huge Chandra fan. I'm just gonna put that out there. I know a lot of people like it, but um, it's tough. I don't really like it that much. I've played with it and played against it, and it's just nothing special. Um, so yeah, a Johnny Steadfast is probably going to be my second choice. I mean, a Johnny Vengeant, it's -2 is good, but he's comes in at 3, so if he -2, he's down to 1. You can plus him, and he's only really good if they're attacking. Um, into creatures, you saw the Fireman Avengers earlier. I run 4 of those. Um, they're a good 4-drop 3/3 flyer that if I happen to get enough creatures that can attack out, which probably wouldn't happen too often, but um, that works out pretty well. Um, I run 2 Iroas just because Iroas is nope, just because Iroas is disadvantage. Um, Plus I can attack at will, and I don't get a ton of devotion, but I mean if I have 2 Fireman, like say I have a Fireman Avenger, Iroas, and a Pride Guardian with Ethereal Armor and Lifelink, that's 7. So I only need to have 3 creatures out. Um, and a few enchantments. So it works pretty well. And then you saw the Thor Pride Guardian. It can block anything, a lot of stuff actually, up to third turn, and gain me life the whole way. And then Spark Trooper, because it gains me life and deals quite a bit of damage on a good day. Um, Other things I was thinking about were, what's it called? Assemble the Legion. That triggers Ethereal Armor and Fireman Avengers Battalion. So it works out really, really well. Um, Plus, say I get the use of Johnny Steadfast in this instead, I would have, I could minus two them, make all my tokens 2/2s, and that gets pretty scary. I mean, the yeah, it's a little expensive. I don't know how much it is like cost wise, but like money. But I'm trying to keep this deck pretty cheap. Right now it's at $81. You can see that right there. Um, so I mean, I'll probably trade for some of the stuff too. I have two Spark Troopers, four Pride Guardians, two Fireman Avengers, my Ordeals, Ethereal Armors, God's Willing, two Warleaders Helix, the Guild Gates and everything, all the other three lands are fine. Clifftop Retreat might be a little tricky. I have the whole sideboard, which I'll go through in a sec. So I'd really just need to get Lifelink, Honor of the Pure, oh, and I mean, that's really all there is to it. My sideboard, if I'm playing decks with a good amount of flying, I'll use Aerial Maneuver, or I'll really try and get the Fireman Avengers. And Brave the Elements is just great if I'm playing monocolor decks, or even not monocolor decks, but decks that splash a color. Um, or, for instance, my junk deck, almost every creature either has green or white in it. Um, I think most of them have green, except I don't even know, just creation even, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So this would be very helpful against that. Um, and that's really it. I was thinking of putting, what's it called? Spear of Heliod in here. And I would also consider um, Raise the Alarm, because with any combination of Raise the Alarm and Honor the Pure or Spear of Heliod, they're just good cards that go together well. Not necessarily Honor the Pure and Spear, just themselves. But it works, and this deck is gonna be pretty fun. I'm in casual, so I can use cards from whenever. So just let me know what you think about it, and I'll get back to you guys. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button.